Howdy, and welcome back to the Texas Bucket List. You know, Texas history has always fascinated me, well before I started learning about it in grade school. In fact, any chance we have an opportunity to see a historic site, I'm always about checking it off the list. And that includes our next stop, which is one of the simplest and smallest historic sites I've seen, but it's also one of the coolest. And it didn't hurt having one of Texas's most honored historians along for the ride. Most days, you can find Bill O'Neill sitting in his Carthage home, researching or writing about things that happened long ago.
You know, there's a history of everything, and I was always interested in the history stuff from the time I was a boy.
This former football coach still has his booming voice and presence, but back in 1970, Bill's life forever changed when he decided to take a job at Panola College.
When I got asked to teach college history for a year, I thought, oh, I'd love to do that. And then, as I say, I just wound up here forever, spent my life here. This small school in a small town was a fine place to raise a family, it really was.
Over his lifetime, Bill has published 53 books, and in 2011, he called it a career at Panola. His first plan for retirement was to write some more books, but then Governor Rick Perry had other ideas for Bill. So when you got the call from Governor Perry to be the official state historian of Texas, I mean, what did that make you feel?
Well, my goodness, I was just simply delighted to serve in that. I'd been a Texas history nut all my life, and now I could really get into it. And I termed myself an ambassador for Texas history.
For 6 years, Bill served as the state historian of Texas, thanks to his wealth of knowledge about the Lone Star State. How do you keep all that info up here?
Oh, you know, just part of the job.
Being an expert at anything is tough. But Bill has a method to making sure he understands the whole story when it comes to history.
I've tried to go just about everywhere I was ever interested in.
Sure.
And boy, the Lone Star State is just crawling with historical sites. And I've enjoyed every one of them, every one that I've seen. My feeling is I can't write about it until I see it, experience it, see what the place looks like, really looks like, what the wind feels like, what the sounds are like, and so forth. And so I always go everywhere I write about.
That includes a small marker in the middle of the woods that not many folks know about.
I didn't even know about it when I came here as a college history teacher. And I wasted no time getting out there and have taken a lot of people out to see it.
This curious stone that sits on the border of Louisiana and Texas isn't a big mystery, but it is one of a kind.
It is the only international boundary marker that is in the contiguous United States, the 48 state area. It is historically unique. I mean, we're a huge country. You know, we're 3,000 miles this way by about 1,500 miles this way. An enormous country. And that's the only thing of its kind in this vast land.
You ever wonder if people from Louisiana try to move it over every night? Or?
I don't think they care.
Now, if you're asking yourself, why is there an international border marker between Texas and Louisiana? Well, you must not be brushed up on your Texas history, because any proud card-carrying Texan can tell you that we were once a country. But this border dispute started back when it was an issue between Spain and France.
They couldn't decide where it was, even had a large area in there called the neutral ground for a long time because they just couldn't decide where the boundary was.
Once Texas won its independence from Mexico, it came time to establish the state's eastern border. That took a little work between Texas and the United States.
And when the Republic of Texas began to work that out with the United States of America, the United States had made the Louisiana Purchase. The Republic of Texas joined a commission with the United States, and they came up the Sabine River, and these commissioners had surveyors with them. At some meridian signs we're going to put out to mark the meridians, we're going to put a smaller granite marker.
This marker on the side of Farm to Market Road 31 South was set on April 23, 1841. From here, you can see Louisiana and you can see Texas. Facing east on the marker, you'll find U.S. engraved on the stone, marking the United States side. On the west side of the marker, you'll see an RT for the Republic of Texas.
Here we are with our international marker, a vivid reminder of the fact that we once were the Republic of Texas for a decade. That decade, of course, was 1836, when independence was won at San Jacinto, till 1846, early in the year, when the Lone Star flag was lowered in Austin and was replaced by Old Glory.
While the Republic of Texas ceased to exist nearly 180 years ago, that chapter in our state's history seems to stick with us throughout the years, proving once again that Texas history is one of a kind.
Texas has the most colorful and richest history of any state in the Union. And when I was state historian, I was free to say that.
Can't say that now?
I just did, didn't I?
Yeah, you threw it out there.
I surely did.
So if you're adamant at seeing all the history that the Lone Star State has to offer, you have to see the very last Republic of Texas International Border Marker. Why is coming to the marker and seeing it something every Texan has to do before they kick the bucket?
Oh, they don't have to do that. If you hadn't seen the Alamo, see it first. But it's a lot of fun. It's a historical curiosity. It's interesting to see. And again, you can feel a few ghosts while you're out there.